Well, good morning, my friends. It is day 12. It is Sunday, the 12th of April, 2020. And today's title at the top of our little study books is Peace Be With You. We get that from John 20 and verse 19. Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. This is a traditional Christian greeting, centered in Jesus' first words to the gathered disciples after he has been raised from the dead. Peace be with you. John 20:19. Let's think for a moment on the events of this first day of the week, the day after the Jewish Sabbath. This day referred to as the Lord's Day, this day on which Christ was raised, the day we know as Sunday. So what were the events? Well, early in the morning, a few women discover the empty tomb. The women depart from the garden and they inform the disciples. Peter and John run to the tomb and discover it is empty. Mary returns to the tomb and meets the resurrected Jesus. Do you remember he called her name? Jesus appears to Cleopas later on in the day, and then on another on the road to Emmaus. That evening, Jesus appears to the disciples, and of course, Thomas isn't there. And this is in a house in Jerusalem. And John writes, on the evening of that day, the first day of the week, the doors being locked, and the disciples were in fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood among them and said to them, peace be with you. In verse 21, Jesus again says to them, peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, even so I am sending you. And they were terrified. Do you remember that? And Jesus told them, peace be with you. 8 days later, when Thomas is now with the disciples, Jesus again joins them and says to them, peace be with you. And Jesus' use of these words is designed to speak directly into their situation, but also into our situation. Jesus knows that these people are terrified. They're scared to venture out. They're scared to approach people. Rings a bell with us as well, doesn't it? Yet Jesus is saying to them, look, I am sending you out. Peace be with you. Jesus reassures them that in the midst of certain and real fear of the Jews, that they ought to be at peace. Now, this is not the first time that Jesus mentions peace. Earlier in the Gospel, John records Jesus saying, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. John 14:27. Jesus gives peace unlike any other peace offered by and experienced in the world. You see, friends, based on the peace that Jesus offers, our hearts are not to be troubled. They're not to be afraid. And later Jesus tells them, I have said these things to you that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. And once again, Jesus promises them peace. Peace in the midst of tribulation. And the reason is because he has overcome the world. Jesus' last words from the cross and the first words to his disciples, well, there's a connection. It is finished. The earthly work that Christ came to accomplish is complete. And for the believer, this surely must mean peace be with you. No fears for the future. The record is clear. It is finished, says Christ. Your sin has been dealt with. Go out and live for me, and peace be with you. Friends, many of us struggle with our faith, what to do with it in these days of isolation, suffering from awful trials, people ill, so many people ill. But there is no faith worth having that hasn't been tested by fire. And I have myself denied Christ before by keeping quiet whenever I had the opportunity to witness for him. I have been like Peter, that by saying nothing, I denied the Lord before others. And like him, I've wept because of it. It is my prayer that our struggles will not deny or destroy our faith, but instead it will strengthen it. A faith that is being refined becomes more precious than gold because it lasts. Friends, I left some food with a wee girl, she's only 18, last week. And she said to me, "Trevor, you're a lifesaver." And I said, "No, I'm not. But I can introduce you to one who is." And there's your opportunities, even in social distancing level, where we can speak in the midst of all that's going on to the Saviour. Listen to what Peter says, and he certainly knows from experience. 1 Peter 1:7. "These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honour when Jesus Christ is revealed." And Peter, friends, Peter knows what he's talking about. My friends, on this day, we remember and we worship a risen Christ, confessing with Thomas that he is my Lord and my God. Peace be with you all.